Moving episode 1 starts with Bong Seok having a dream about flying and falling. It is a recurrent nightmare he has been having. He wakes up tied on his bed, and his mom, Mi-hyun, calls out to him. She is preparing breakfast downstairs, and Bong Seok is excited to smell the food she is cooking. Elsewhere, Hui-soo is trying to get excited about her dad's new chicken restaurant. He, on the other hand, worries about getting her new uniform that matches her school. Hui-soo is aware that Ju-won is tight on cash and doesn't want him to stress out. She tells him that she will make a new deal with her homeroom teacher since she will be graduating at the end of the semester. They say their sweet goodbyes, and Hui-soo rushes to school. Meanwhile, Bong Seok is running late, but his mom keeps adding weights inside his bag. She is worried that he will fly if doesn't have something holding him down. She later spends some time checking her phone to see if any mysterious accidents were reported. Bong Seok and Hui-soo meet on their way to school. Bong Seok offers to pay Hui-soo's bus fare since her card was declined. They start talking, but Bong Seok questions why she is speaking to him informally. Hui-soo argues that is what they do at her former school, and Bong Seok drops the matter. During the bus ride, Bong Seok can't help but stare at her, and he nearly starts flying away, but has a chant to help him focus on staying on the ground. Back at Hui-soo's house, Ju-won hurts himself as he thinks about whether to get Hui-soo the new uniform or not. At Mi-hyun's house, she worries that Bong Seok will have another incident. Speaking of Bong Seok, he ends up arriving late at school. He tries to explain himself to his teacher, Choi Hwan, but it is useless. He is asked to clean the toilets later as punishment for being late. It is the first day of the semester, and Principal Jo Rae-hyuk stops by the school. He is welcomed by Choi Hwan and Sung-wook, who seems eager to get on his good side. Rae-hyuk is worried about the security cameras being down. Choi Hwan insists security is crucial and reminds Sung-wook his contract is ending soon. Sung-wook is trying to get a permanent teaching position at the school, so he is acting all meek in front of Rae-hyuk. However, he seems to have an ulterior motive to stay in this school. In the meantime, the students are in the classroom, and the prefect, Gang-hoon, is collecting the phones before the teacher gets to class. One student is recording stuff on her camera and catches Bong Seok downing a whole bottle of water in mere seconds. On the other hand, Hui-soo is talking with Hwan. He is advising her on courses she can take. He is aware of her financial situation and suggests she takes PE classes and try to get a full scholarship at one of the elite colleges in Seoul. Hui-soo doesn't want to leave her dad. She is concerned that it will cost more if she studies out of Seoul. Choi Hwan manages to convince her to join PE and promises to train her at the school grounds. She also asks about her uniform, and Il-hwan is surprised but not against the idea. After that, Hwan takes her to her class and she introduces herself. Bong Seok is happy that she is in his class. He has a hard time concentrating as he keeps stealing glances at her. He starts elevating and tries his best to stay grounded by muttering his chant. Elsewhere, a man named Frank arrives in South Korea. Immediately he lands, he picks up a package from a delivery truck parked at the airport and changes his clothes. We notice he has strange tattoos on his body, including a big capital F on his back. He opens the package and finds one of those old phones. There's an unread message on the phone from an unknown number. He opens the message and there is only the number 11 typed in. Frank then proceeds to open the invoice document marked 11 among the documents found in the package. However, the envelope is not an invoice, but photos and details of a man. The document has a stamp on it and a logo of an agency called the Supernatural Control Agency, SCA. After going through the document, Frank drives off in the truck dressed as a delivery man. In the meantime, day classes come to an end, and the students at Jongwon High School start their extracurricular activities. Gang-hoon escorts Huisu to the auditorium where she is to start her training and gives her the key to the room. She asks to stay behind and starts doing laps, so Gang-hoon excuses her. He goes to meet Hwan and informs him that Huisu is training. He asks if Huisu has the same ability as him, and Choi Hwan says yes. He encourages Gang-hoon to watch and get close to Huisu. As Huisu trains, she keeps remembering a fight she got into with another girl from her former school. Meanwhile, Bong-seok starts cleaning the toilets as punishment for being late. On the other side of town, Frank visits an office and asks to meet a man named Jin Cheon to deliver a package. Jin Cheon gets suspicious immediately after he hears his name and clears the office. Frank explains that Jin Cheon is listed on a list of retirees. Jin Cheon asks him to clarify in detail what the list is about, and Frank says he has been sent to delete him. The two men get into an intense fight, and Jin Cheon tries to use his supernatural abilities to beat Frank. Unfortunately, Frank seems to also have excellent fighting skills, and in the end, he kills Jin Cheon by throwing him out of the window. Based on how far he managed to throw Jin Cheon, we can assume he has supernatural abilities as well. Before Jin Cheon dies, he tells Frank that he has no children and that Frank needs to come back home. After killing Jin Cheon, Frank calmly returns to his delivery truck and texts "delete" to the anonymous number. Back at Jungwon High School, Choi Il-hwan grows more suspicious as he insists on solely working with Huisu. He is firmly against Sung-wook helping in her training. He also seems to be writing something he doesn't want Sung-wook to see on Huisu's personal file. Once Huisu is done with her laps, she cleans up and prepares to head home. She is surprised to see Bong-seok waiting for her. He asks to help her carry her bag, and as they leave, the school guard seems to take an odd interest in them. Bong-seok takes the bus home, but Huisu opts to visit a tutor's office to ask about the cost of classes. It proves to be too expensive for her. In the meantime, Mi-hyun prepares a heavy meal for Bong-seok once he gets home. He asks if she can add more weights to his school bag. Mi-hyun is constantly worried that Bong-seok's secret will be revealed. Huisu also gets home and informs her dad that she will need new uniforms. Ju-won agrees to buy what she needs and says it is only understandable. He is putting up an act and trying to lessen Huisu's worry over their finances. Of course, Huisu can see right through him, and it hurts her heart. On the other hand, Gang-hoon gets home, and as always his dad, Jae-mon, is patiently waiting for him. The next morning, Mi-hyun cleans Bong-seok's room and casually checks the internet for any news about mysterious accidents. She sees the news about Jin Cheon's death. Concurrently, at the National Security Planning Agency, Woon-kyu informs Young-jun of Jin Chun's passing. Young-jun is saddened and asks what happened and what has been confirmed about the mysterious death. Woon-kyu updates him that they are currently removing the posts on Jin Chun's death on social media. They have declared his death as an accident, but are low-key investigating who attacked Jin Chun. Jung-jun asks about a breeding program, to which Woon-kyu responds that they are done replanting them. Young-jun orders her to expedite the cultivation after reading a headline about an upcoming peace summit between the two Koreas in the newspaper. The episode ends with Mi-hyun cleaning her gun as if anticipating trouble. Bong-seok narrates that his mom has always done her best to protect him. He wants to control his flying and keep the secret for his mom's sake. This is why he tries to watch his weight and manage his emotions, since these things affect him a lot. It turns out Mi-hyun is getting ready because she fears someone is deleting people with supernatural abilities. The episode review. This was an easy watch as we got introduced to the different characters in this show. Obviously, many characters are hiding their secrets for their safety. Given that Frank is out here with a kill list, that seems like the best thing to do. We are curious about Won and his interest in Gang-hoon and Huisu. Why does he want them to get close? It seems like he doesn't know about Bong-seok, though. How did this slip him? There is also something strange about the school guard and the bus driver. Do they have supernatural abilities, too? We also want to know why the Supernatural Control Agency is deleting these people and what Jin Cheon meant when he said Frank needs to come home. It seems to imply that Frank has been brainwashed and trained to attack his own. Lastly, what is the breeding program and why is it so important to the National Security Planning Agency? Let us dive into the next episodes and uncover all these supernatural mysteries. Until then, it's me, Mitsubishi, signing off.